obviously human life. It can't be anything else. In the history of man, a woman has never given birth to a giraffe. So Republicans in Congress are fighting the Democrats. Actually, they're trying to go against the Supreme Court and overturn Roe v. Wade. Now, this all stems from a 2014 Louisiana bill. It was passed in Louisiana in 2014, but it wasn't enacted yet, but it was passed. But the bill basically says that doctors who perform these abortions need to have admitting privileges at nearby hospitals to do so. And what's crazy to them, I mean, good for anyone who's on the pro-life side, but what's crazy to them is that there are only apparently 3 abortion clinics in the state of Louisiana, and 2 of them will likely get shut down if this does go into effect, because there's only one doctor, apparently only one doctor in the entire state of Louisiana that has these admitting privileges, and he's the only one who can carry him out. So they think, the pro-choicers, they think that this basically is it goes against women's safety, and we need to ensure women's health and all of this nonsense, right? Couldn't care less about the child safety. But honestly, Democrats are the ones who got this whole ball rolling, right? From back when we had the 9-month-old abortions, right? They started this whole thing. I mean, we've always had pro-choicers and pro-lifers, but the second that they did that, I mean, that really just, that's when pro-lifers are like, all right, so we can no longer just oppose abortion. We have to strike this shit down completely and get it out of here, which is why we've been doing things like heartbeat bills, which are good, not good enough, but still good. And why now Republicans in Congress are like, all right, we need to go ahead and we just need to try and overturn Roe v. Wade if we're able to. Right? Because the Supreme Court ruled the Roe v. Wade and said that it's a constitutional right when it's not. They just conjured the shit out of thin air. It's not a constitutional right. They think that they can link it to your 14th Amendment and your right to privacy and all these things. It's just a lie. And speaking of the Constitution, let me just tell you what's even crazier. So we have this woman who's some kind of leader. She goes by the name of Stephanie Shriak. She is the president of Amy's List, which is a group that works to elect Democratic women who also support abortion rights. So this is what she said in her statement going against Congress bringing this up. Reproductive rights and our ability to make our own healthcare decisions are fundamental to the freedoms under the Constitution. Again, that's a lie, but what's so hilarious is that the left, Democrats, go against the Constitution any turn that they can. And yet now they want to talk about the Constitution when Obama came out and said that, yeah, I support, the women's constitutional right to, it's a lie. It's not real. Stephanie continues by saying, unfortunately, this amicus brief proves that not only is the threat to those rights very real, but it is at a critical tipping point where the minority is ready to strip our freedom away against the majority's wishes. Can you even see the contradictions that the left has? They don't know what they're talking about. They don't understand that they constantly contradict themselves. The minority going against the majority? You mean like when you people want to get rid of the Electoral College and you want only New York and California to decide the fate of the entire United States? You mean like that? Like when you guys wanted Hillary to go into presidency because she had the majority vote and Trump isn't the real president because he wasn't the majority vote? You mean like that type of, is that what you're talking about? Because that kind of sounds exactly what you're saying. These people are delusional. And then there's another clown that says something also. What is his name? Samuel Lau, who is the director of federal advocacy media for Planned Parenthood Votes. He says these anti-abortion politicians are making it very clear they want the Supreme Court to effectively ban abortion, precedent be damned. Of course we want to ban abortion, 100%, 100%, right? We've never not wanted that. So I don't understand this whole point of we're making it very clear. I don't know how we couldn't have been more clear. Have you not been paying attention for decades? We believe that shit to be murder because it is. These people don't even listen. They don't listen. They don't listen to themselves. Yeah, and then here he goes on to say this too, and this is just disgusting. To the members of Congress who have signed on to this amicus brief, brace yourselves for the consequences that you will face at the ballot box in November. So this fucker is saying that that you if you want to pass this, go ahead, but you're gonna face consequences. You might not get reelected. What the fuck? See, this is what's crazy. When you have people that you think that we want to sacrifice, some people may be like this, but I'm definitely not, and a lot of other members of Congress and Republican Party are not. Not every Republican voted, by the way, in favor of this. Most of them did. 80% of Republicans in Congress voted for this, and 2 Democrats actually voted for it also. But the fact that they think that they can hold power, I guess, over our head, or over their heads, the people who are voting on this, to go against morality and to go against what's right just to retain some politician's power is so disgusting that it really just shows to the character of that individual, of Samuel Lau. It's crazy. It's crazy that people think that somehow is the right thing. It's insane. But anyway, so next this March, I'm sorry, we're in 2020 now. God, it's crazy. So in 2 months, in March, I think it's like March 4th or March 5th, they are going to head to the Supreme Court, and they're going to be arguing this Louisiana bill from the 2014 bill that was not enacted yet. But they are also going to contend Roe v. Wade there, and hopefully we make some traction. They even said, leaders of the Republican Party even said, they're not entirely confident. I don't like them saying this. They're not entirely confident that they're going to be able to overturn Roe v. Wade then, but they believe that it is important to do, and especially to move forward. While I agree with that last part, I would be confident, man. Like, you guys, you need to have you need to have embryologists show up. You need to have, experts in this field and scientists. You need to bring them in and speak from a biological standpoint. It's like, look, this is obviously human life. It can't be anything else. In the history of man, a woman has never given birth to a giraffe. It's gotta be human life, right? There's a separate genetic code that is formed after conception. They need leaders and experts and people that have weight in these fields and that are reputable in these fields speak on that behalf. Guys, make sure you like this video, share it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel because Facebook tries to censor me all the time. Catch me on my next video.